if you can find yourself a Mongolian woman, you have found a gem, brothers. I can't believe I forgot to tell you this, IP. I dated a Mongolian woman. I tell you now, I would have married her. I absolutely would have married her. Mongolian women are wifeys.
Break it down for us, brother. How did you meet her? What happened? And of course, you're telling me the Mongolian women in China are checking heavy for brothers.
Check in. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I didn't even mention this earlier. Slipped me. Now it came to my mind. So there was one Mongolian woman. She had a few friends. I met her in the club. I saw her and I could just tell, oh, she looks a bit different. So I started talking to her, and she was, I'll be honest with you, at first she was really stush. She weren't trying to hear from me at all. But it's not because I was a brother or because I was black. It was because she didn't know me like that. And this is why I like them. They don't give the time of day to just any guy. You get yourself a Mongolian woman, she's going to be fiercely loyal to you. She ain't going to be messing or checking for other dudes. Now, she always found me attractive. I found this later. But the time that I tried to chat to her, she had a boyfriend at the time. So she weren't trying to have it for me. She didn't give me no green lights at all. She shut it down, which I respect. Now, months later, I found out her and her boyfriend broke up. And I had it in because of social proof. A lot of her friends became my friends. So she got to see, oh, Ramel's actually kind of cool. All my friends give him the green light, so maybe he's not that bad. So because her friends gave me the green light, she started being a bit more receptive to me every time I see her out, because all the foreigners hang around in the same spots. So we started talking a bit more. There was one time we started dancing together. The boyfriend, well, he was the ex-boyfriend at this time, he came over, tried to put his hand on my shoulder. I told him, hey, if you don't want to lose that hand, don't grab me ever again like that. I don't like being touched. Keep it respectful. So I got her WeChat. We started talking. It was a slow burn. It wasn't a quick one night, anything like that. We got to know each other for a while. She told me that her ex-boyfriend was the first and only guy she's ever been with. I'm the second and only man she's ever messed with. And when the pandemic hit and I had to leave and go back to England, we kept in touch. She told me that she wanted me to go over and meet her in Mongolia. She wanted to be serious with me. She wanted to marry me. She said, would I marry her? I said, yeah, I would. You're amazing. We always talked about when we was going to get back to China, how we were going to get together. Because again, I thought I was only going to come back to England for a few months while the pandemic situation settled down in China. Unfortunately, a few months ended up being a few years and I never went back to China. But for a whole year, we kept talking. We was messaging back and forth. We was video calling, voice calling. She was rich as well. She came from a well-to-do family. She knew I love horse riding. She told me for my birthday, she bought me my own horse. Not she was going to, she did. She said, oh, I have a horse for you. I'm going to give you one of my horses for your birthday. Please just get your plane ticket and come visit me in Mongolia. But I couldn't. Brothers, Mongolian women are wifeys. And it wasn't just her. All her friends, really feminine, really submissive. And they don't give the time of day to strange men. You have to take your time to get to know them.
Oh my goodness. What is going on here, brothers? Man, I'm speechless. I am speechless. This is why this is the best passport bros channel on the goddamn web, man.
Mongolian women are where it's at, man. I'm telling you, they're hitting every box. The beauty, the femininity, the trust. They are not hoes. They don't give the time of day to strange men. You have to take your time with them. Most of them are virgins, man. Mongolian women are a gem. I'm going to get to that country somehow, someday.
Brother, you're telling me, would you put Mongolian women over Japanese women and South Korean women, brother?
For marriage, yeah. For marriage, absolutely. If you're marriage minded, I would put Mongolian women over them. The only problem is the language barrier. They don't really speak English. I got even her English wasn't the greatest. We communicated either in broken English or in Chinese. So that's the main issue. Yeah, the language barrier is going to be a big thing. You better start learning that Russian alphabet.
Awesome. Let me read these 2 super chats. I'm going to bring in Dems with our. This is great intel. Heading over to Mongolia in a few months. Met as an exchange student. She is a virgin.
I believe it. I
What?
believe she's a virgin. I'm telling you, IP Mongolian women, they save themselves. Most of them are virgins. I'm telling you, man, they are a prize.
Let me ask you this question, bro.
Hmm.
The Mongolian chick you met in China,
Yes.
does she outskill the Korean chicks that you've dealt with?
Outskill.
Yes.
If in terms of outskill, no. I'm gonna say no, because they're gonna most likely come into the relationship either as a virgin or most likely 1 or 2 bodies, no more than 2. So their experience level is low, and more time the kind of guy they're dealing with is not gonna be guys like us. So they ain't even getting it like that. But I would say the good side of that is they are willing to please and they value a man. Mongolian women want a strong man. They're a warrior nation. Like, they have a deep history of war, really deep history. So they value strength. They don't want a weak man. So if they will be willing to listen to you. You want to coach her, you want to teach her. I don't think you will be having any problems, man. She'll end up trying to please you. I believe that. But from the get-go, no, it's not going to be as good as a Korean woman. But in the long term, I believe it could be because they're coachable.
But bro, does she have body?
Oh, bro, the body's banging, bro. The body is banging. Like, forget Chinese women. I know this is Chinese women stream, but if you're gonna compare a Mongolian girl's body to a Chinese girl, it's incomparable. Mongolian women, I don't know what it is, but they're built different. They got meat on them. They've got hips and curves. They're not thin like the Chinese girls. They got that Mongolian blood. They're just thicker people. So you usually gonna get more of a slim, thick kind of girl.
Oh man. What about the skin? You know, do they have some tan Mongolian chicks?
They're darker. They're generally a bit darker than they're darker than Chinese girls. So whereas in China, the whiter the better. And Chinese girls are darker down south. Up north, they're lighter. But the whole country is the whiter the better. Mongolians have more of a tan towards them. They're a bit darker and they're not as gassed on the skin light and stuff.
They're like Thailand. They're like Thai chicks, man. That golden tan skin.
Not as dark, but yes, definitely got a tan to them.
IP. Do you feel that? My spider senses are tingling.
Oh man, I'm imagining half Mongolian, half Japanese, man. That'll be a great mix.
Oh gosh,
I've seen a half Mongolian, half Russian before, and that was beauty on another level.
Oh, what?
Yeah, It was when I was in Beijing.
So, brother, you're telling me these Mongolian women, they're checking for brothers?
They're checking, bro. They're checking. I don't know what it is, but the one that I was dealing with and all her friends, they only want to hear Afro beats.
Oh man.
They love Afro beats. They're not into hip hop. They love Afro beats.
They want that Burner Boy. They want that
Yes.
Wizkid kind of dude. Oh my goodness, it's too
And
much.
they
It's
can
too
dance, bro. Oh my god. When I see them in the club, they can dance, man. They move like black women. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. But the way they're so feminine and nice, like you go over and try and catch a wine with them, they're gonna look at you like, no, what are you doing? Keep that thing away from me.
Wow, amazing. So